So now you're done with your STEP exams, you're done with your OET exam. What next? What now? Now you will have to do this. Just pause and take a screenshot of this and I'll make you understand what it is. You'll have to go to the US hospitals for 3 to 4 months to get the required US clinical experience, that is electives as they say, and get those letters of recommendations from the doctors under which you have worked there in the US. Ideally, you should start applying to various US hospitals for these electives approximately 8 to 10 months before the dates you wanna go. So I think you should start applying just after getting your step 1 score, as most of these universities and hospitals need your step 1 score. And after applying, while in the meantime you can get done with your step 2 CK exam, and when you're done with step 2 CK exam, just after that go to the US and do those electives. And after you're done with your 3 to 4 months electives by the end of May, you would still have 2 to 3 months left from the interview application deadline, that is 15 September of that year. So you could utilize those 2 to 3 months to give your step 3 exam and get it done with. Or else, if you're doing some other work in that time, like if you're doing some research or doing some volunteer work and you're not able to give your step 3 exam, then also it's okay. You can just apply for the interview deadline without even your step 3 score. As I said earlier, you can give your step 3 exam later in your first year of residency. Your application for the interview must include your step 1 and step 2 scores, and if you are given step 3, then also your step 3 score, your CV. Your CV is like all the things you have done throughout your medical college and some great achievements if you have done, like if you are an NTSC scholar or KVPY scholar before 12, then you can add that too. And the application would also include your letters of recommendation that you got, maximum up to 4, and it would also include a strong personal statement that is written by you, describing your overall personality, your love for the branch that you're applying for, and that would just describe you overall as a person. So now you have filled up the application, uploaded all your documents. What next? You'll have to send this application to various universities, approximately I think 150 to 200, and if they like you, they will call you for an interview. And the ratio is slightly on the lower side, approximately, if you apply to 200 universities, you might get 10 to 20 interviews. Once you get the interview, then it becomes relatively easier. In the interview itself, you just have to sell yourself to them. Sell not like 10 rupees ka 2 kilo. Sell as in you have to convince them that you will be a great benefit to them if you take you, and what they would be missing if they don't take you. You don't have to say directly to their face that what a big mistake they will be making if they don't take you or if they choose someone else over you. You just have to give subtle hints about it. Then, if you impress them at the end of the interview, you might be offered a seat in their program right then and there, and this is known as pre-match, but it usually doesn't occur. Sorry to get your hopes up. So what actually occurs is this: the matching algorithm. Suppose that you have given interviews at 3 universities and you rank them like this. Like Vivid ranked first choice Johns Hopkins, Hardik ranked first choice Johns Hopkins, second Yale. And these 3 universities ranked several candidates that they took interviews of in this order: first choice, second choice, third choice, fourth. Actually, these are names of my friends who aren't even pursuing USMLE. So the matching algorithm works like this. They would go to the candidate like Vivid. His first choice is Johns Hopkins. He did give interview at all of these places, but Vivid was confident. He was like, yeah, the Johns Hopkins, yeah, kuch nahi. But don't be Vivid. So he ranked Johns Hopkins first, and by luck Johns Hopkins also ranked Vivid first. So they matched, and he would continue his residency in Johns Hopkins. Second, the system would go to another candidate, suppose Hardik. Hardik also ranked Johns Hopkins first, and since Johns Hopkins was offering 2 places and only one was filled, one was left, and the second candidate was Hardik, so they also matched, and he also did his residency here. Then the system would go to next candidate, suppose Devarsh. Devarsh also ranked Johns Hopkins first, but Johns Hopkins didn't have any seat left, all the 2 seats were gone, so he couldn't be offered that. Then Devarsh's second choice was University of Chicago. In University of Chicago, Hardik was their first choice, but since Hardik had already taken Johns Hopkins, so he's cut off the list, and so the seat was available to Devarsh. So he matched at University of Chicago. Next, they would go to another candidate, Manas. So Manas' first choice was also Johns Hopkins, but Johns Hopkins, as you know, already full. Then his second choice was University of Chicago. And since a place was available at University of Chicago, only one seat had been filled by Devarsh, so they offered the second seat to Manas. So he also matched here. Now what you see here is Duke, University of Duke wanted Manas as their first choice, you see here. But since Manas liked University of Chicago better, and he ranked University of Chicago above over University of Duke, so he got matched at University of Chicago. So the match system is applicant proposing, and the preference is given to the applicant rather than the university, as seen in this case. So the bigger picture here is that USMLE is not just about writing the STEC exams. It's a overall whole process that assesses you in every aspect of your life, be it academic, be it non-academic, your overall patience, your persistence. And the beauty about USMLE is that you could be a good student and have average letters of recommendation and average personality, and you could still get an interview. Or you could have average step scores, but you could have a overall good personality and good letters of recommendation, and you could still get an interview. Overall, you just have to balance yourself out. Well, the process is long and overwhelming. Sure, there is uncertainty everywhere, but is the end point worth all this hassle? Well, ये तो वहाँ जाके ही पता लगेगा. Till then, bye. Peace.